Okay, let's start with a bigger picture. What is a real talent problem in today's market? How you could describe it?
So let me describe it from my perspective. As the head of League of Analysts at Zubr Capital, I am working primarily with young talents. And I see that we have a lot of ambitious young professionals on the market, but they lack of mm, independent decision making, let's say. And this is a crucial problem, especially for fast growing companies with whom we are working with at Zubr Capital. So we are investing in fast growing companies. Fast growing companies are hiring and without the right people who can take responsibility and who can work independently. So it seems like mm, it's really difficult to grow for them. So, and this independency is one of the key factor, I would say.
Okay, to better understand this challenge, let's look at the education. Why does education
Mhm.
often fail to prepare students for real business environments?
Sure. From my perspective, university, it's a great start, but they offer education and task in isolation with a clear structured data, with predefined design, with predefined results, and without no time limits, which we have in the real business. And all these points are not allow people, students, um, make decision in a moment because when they don't have enough data, they don't understand how to behave, how to decide, and so on, so on. And this is exactly what we are trying to do in our project. So real simulations and real cases and so on. Our yesterday I was on mm, um, I was in the event when our CEO, Oleg Husayenov, speaking about his different directions of his life. And one of the questions was about how he works with the talents and how he works with um, young people. And he mentions that in general, we need only 80% to make the right decision. So, and this is what we are trying to highlight in our educational programs, that you don't need to fully understand what's going on. It's impossible. But knowing at least 80% will give you enough information to make data-driven decision.
This naturally leads to the role of investors. So my next question is, why has talent development become an issue not only for companies but for investments funds as well?
Um, so when decision-ready talents became the main barrier for scaling, it's not just an HR problem; it's a problem for it's kind of a strategic risk for the company. And when we see that pattern in other portfolio companies, it's a risk for the fund. So in Zubr Capital, we say that leader, team, and capital, these three can create value. Without any of these points, business will be unsuccessful, or it can be not growing so quickly as we are expecting. So without the right people, it's impossible. Short answer.
Yeah, absolutely agreed. And yeah, if investors are getting more involved, decision making becomes critical. So, how does decision making work in practice within the Zubr Capital ecosystem? Perhaps you can describe also this kind of perspective.
Mhm. Okay, so Zubr Capital, as I mentioned previously, we have at least two programs which are correlating with young professionals. So the first one is the League of Analysts, and this is a 7 months program where we teach people uh, finance modeling, company valuation, and different finance-oriented subjects, which provides them with understanding how to do analytics, especially in AI era when people trust on very quick answers getting from ChatGPT without understanding how it works and um, without analyzing why this answer can be reliable or not. So, and we are teaching them analyze different topics from different angles, let's say. And by the end of the course, we have a diploma project where students should be able to not just bring a strategic alternative for our portfolio companies, but also calculate how much money it will bring to the company. So and help founder to make a data-driven decision. And all this long course teach them repeat all bases, and we are providing with different cases from our experience to bridge the gap between theoretical knowledge given in the university and real business work, because our lectures are mostly high-level specialists from Zubr Capital. That's why it's not just a theoretical course, but practical oriented. And another project, it's a hackathon, Zubr Capital Young. It's like a decision-making stress test when in one day you have to create product, analyze problem, create MVP, and even pitch to the investors. So, and this time limit push students be even more creative, collaborate closer, and get not the right decision, but one of the most acceptable, let's say, and try at least something. So
Okay, actually, these are both are very great initiatives. You also mentioned the ChatGPT. So I have a question also according to this tool. So on the one hand, of course, it's a great tool what can analyze a lot of information, give you some summary, overview, also some suggestions, so on and so on. But as you already mentioned before, if you are relying on the information what this tool is giving to you, not understanding all picture or I don't know circumstances, it could be also not a very good way how to I don't know develop the project or to improve yourself. So we always need to understand and keep in mind that this is just a tool, but the decision making it's on your shoulders. So how you could describe ChatGPT or some other AI tool using among the young generation, and what are your suggestions or recommendations how these tools should be used, not to focusing on that as a main strategic path, but just like a analyzation program and some overview making program, some source researching program, and to keep this strategic thinking, critical thinking to the person itself.
yeah, agree completely. I can say that Zubr Capital is an AI friendly company, so we are not prohibited to using any AI tools, and I believe it's impossible right now. So it's our reality. So I would say that using AI tools, it's just support for any decisions you can make. Yeah, you can analyze much more information. You can find much more sources, but you can't rely on the answers given by any AI tools. So you should have different approaches and different frameworks um, which are provided, for example, for our students within the League of Analysts. But you can't rely, and that's it. It's just a tool for sourcing, analyzing, gathering information, but all analytics should be done by yourself.
Mm.
This is
And also one more question according the hiring process. So, when you are searching some person for some concrete profession, you are receiving a lot of CVs, a lot of resumes, a lot of
Mhm.
portfolios, recommendations, so on and so on. The part of the persons are creating all these documents by themselves. The part are using AI tools, but okay. But when you are diving into more deeply in this hiring process and you are starting this negotiation process
Mhm.
with a person who perhaps fits to this position, and how you evaluating this person's decision making thinking, because one is skills, one is I don't know, education, recommendation, experience, but when it becomes to the decision making process, it's another thing. So
Mhm.
my question is it even possible during this hiring process to evaluate these decision-making skills? Because, if you are hiring person who has very good skills and very good education, but when he needs to make some very hard decision in a daily process to push the start button of the campaign and take all responsibilities on his shoulder. So, and if this is a wrong responsibility, or perhaps he cannot do this, he need another information, another consultation, and he cannot just to start this process. You just waste time of your company. So my
Mhm.
question is how you are focusing on this decision making, I don't know, skills
Mhm.
of each person. Is it even possible to find out who of these job seekers are the best options for your company?
I would say that on the one hand, it's really difficult to identify if the skill is real, especially when the person is very good prepared for the interview. Because interview, it's one context, working environments, it's a bit different. But we have like multi-step interviews, and we are discussing different cases and so on. But talking about young professionals, um, we are when they are applying for the League of Analysts, for example, they have selection process which contain a couple of steps, and within the program we are analyzing what kind of skills the person have, and what company, what our portfolio company or Zubr Capital itself um, need, and trying to do like a matching what company, what person can be the best match. And 7 months program is not just a 1 hour interview. You can see the person in different conditions and challenging them by different student project, group projects, which are included in our program. So that's why it's a bit easier to make the final decision when you can analyze people behavior not just in 1 hour interview but on the 7 months program.
Okay.
And I would also add that we have 2 semesters of education and internships. So, and all these combination really can help us to find the most talented people to join our company and our portfolio companies as well.
Mhm.
It's
And
like a very, very long selection process.
yeah, but it's actually good, yes, because at the end of the day, you need the best ones. So I think
Yeah, yeah.
it's very meaningful process. So but if we need to compare job seekers, I don't know, 5 or 10 years ago with the
Mhm.
job seekers who are applying for the positions now, uh, how you would describe the main differences? Is there any differences between job seekers, I don't know, a decade ago and the job seekers who are applying today, and perhaps what you are expecting from the future? Because the labor market, it's a very dynamic market, so you need to also to follow up time to time what is happening, and it's not the question only about the job seekers how they are changing. It's also a question about the companies how they are adapting to this labor
Mhm.
market dynamics.
It's a bit difficult for me to answer the questions from professional perspective because this is not something I'm focusing on. But from my personal experience, I see that some days we have like a employer market, some days we have employee markets, and from that perspective, how decisions about hiring um, are made, it really depends on these conditions, as well as you see that after the COVID, as we discussed before the podcast, we have many hours of remote working and our work conditions completely different. Some companies now would like to get back to the office, but for some people it's unacceptable, for example. And a lot of different circumstances are coming, so I'm not sure that I can predict something there, but mm, it's
Yeah, it's not easy to prognose what will what will happen, because of course never, I think that nobody could imagine that such kind of COVID will become in our lives, and of course it also changed a lot of things.
mhm. Yeah, indeed.
Okay, and perhaps you can also a little bit share with us about, I don't know, some future Zubr Capital initiatives on what you are working right now, or perhaps what kind of ideas you have to move forward. So, what we can expect from your company in the future in this field.
So we are going to continue students projects we have right now. So the League of Analysts and Zubr Capital Young Hackathon. Right now, we are accepting application for for the League of Analysts till 8th of March.
Mm.
So if if any students who are studying finance, math, or economics are want to participate, so I'm inviting you to join. It's difficult to to be selected for the project, but still you have a chance. So why don't you try? Zubr Capital Young Hackathons also will be continued. So we have successful cases in Cyprus and Poland, and we see that students are really open to such kind of collaboration because it's kind of business-oriented hackathon, not very technical one, but And we would like to continue such projects. And this year, we are also planning to organize such hackathon in Cyprus. Um, and mm, I'm open to any suggestions if any people would like to somehow participate in any of our activities. I am open to discuss. But for the year, I believe these two projects will be continued, and let's see how it goes next because you never know. Maybe something new will come.
Absolutely, absolutely. And do you also have some cooperations or collaborations with local universities in Cyprus or in Poland? Because there are a lot of students involved in your activities and initiatives. So I just believe that there should be something.
Yes, we are working closely with universities, and we have a good track record in Cyprus. Especially in Poland, we are promoting our programs across students' communities, and this way show like much effective for us in this region. But we are always open to collaboration. We have some communications, but yeah.
Great, great, great. Yeah, but because I think that this is the best way, of course, that companies are also cooperating with the academic field. So it's a best match how to move forward and to develop and make some impact in the labor market and the potential workers. So I think it's a very, very great.
We are investing in ecosystem, not just some people. We are trying to help young professionals grow, as well as for startups. We are doing some events. So we are just we are not about money, but leader, team, and capital. This is all about us. And talking about universities, I have some story in Cyprus when I interviewed a person for the Zubr Capital Young Hackathon. One student came and told me that his president of the university mentioned that you have to go and know what's going on with Zubr Capital. And once he joined, I understand that we are doing something right, But
It's a great.
it's really difficult to imagine in different locations, but they are very open, and I'm glad that they are promoting our events and highlighting for students that it's a great opportunity. Thank you.
Absolutely. So, thank you. This has been a very insightful discussion, and it's clear that the conversation around talent, responsibility, and decision making is becoming increasingly important for both business investors. So, thank you for your time and for sharing your perspective with us today.
Thank you very much. It was a pleasure to talk to you today.
Yeah. So keep in touch and good luck with all initiatives. Bye.
Thank you.